if I could go back to day one and tell myself 5 things, just 5, that would have saved me months of frustration, these are them. See, when I started tattooing, I thought it was all about like talent. Either you've got it or you just haven't. And I was wrong. And I admit that. I was wrong about a lot of things actually. And the mad thing is, most of the stuff that would have helped me the most, nobody told me. I had to figure it out the hard way. So, whether you're just starting out, thinking about picking up a machine for the very first time, or if you've been doing it a few months and wondering why it's not all clicking just yet, stick around. Because I promise you, at least one of these things is gonna hit different. Number 1, and this one, I wish somebody had grabbed me by the shoulders and just said it to my face. It is not about the machine. It's not about the brand. It's not about how much you spent on the machine. And I see this all the time. Someone drops 300-400 quid on a pen style machine before they've ever even done the first line on fake skin. And then they wonder why the tattoo still looks rough. Here's the truth. A good tattoo artist can do clean work with a really basic setup. A beginner, even with a 500 or £1,000 machine, is still a beginner. The machine doesn't do the work, your hands do. Your understanding of depth does. Your knowledge of the skin does. So if you're just starting out, get something reliable, something simple, learn the fundamentals. And then, when you actually know what you're doing with the machine, then you can upgrade and spend that extra money. Don't start at the top and wonder why your work is still at the bottom. Number 2, and this one might surprise you if you've heard other people talk about it. Fake skin is one of the best tools that you will ever have. See, here's the thing, and a lot of people online will tell you that fake skin isn't worth it, that it's nothing like real skin, so why bother? And I think that is terrible advice, because fake skin is the safest, smartest way to learn. You can practice lines, shading, circles, lettering, all of it without any pressure. No client sat there watching, no real skin at risk, just you and the machine building your skills. What I wish I'd have known earlier is how to use it properly and which brands to be using. Not just messing about doing random drawings, actually being intentional with it, practicing specific techniques, drilling the same lines over and over until your hands just know what they've got to do. That's where the magic starts to happen. Fake skin lets you build that muscle memory, getting your angles right, understand how the needle interacts with the surface, and without any consequences while you're not getting it right every single time. That is incredible value. The key is treating it like proper training, not just playing around. Have a plan. Follow a structure and you'll be amazed how quickly your skills develop. Whilst I'm on that note, the best and only brand that I use, I've taught over 100,000 people, and the brand that I recommend is Skins. If you want to check them out, there's a link in the description. You get a discount and they've put packages together where you can bulk order and you get them a bit cheaper. I get a little bit of a kickback and everybody's happy. That's exactly how we use it inside the course, by the way. Every single drill, every technique, it is all designed to be done on fake skin first. When you do eventually move to real skin, you want your hands to already know exactly what they're doing, and they will. Number 3, and this one, honestly, this is the one that separates the beginners from the people who actually start producing really good work. Depth, needle depth. It is everything. Too shallow and the ink is going to fall out within a few weeks once you're tattooing people. You think that you've done a great tattoo. The client comes back a month later and it's half gone. Too deep and you're going to cause scarring, blowouts. The ink spreads under the skin and it looks almost like a fucking bruise. There's a sweet spot right in the dermis, the second layer of skin. And the frustrating thing is, nobody can just tell you where that is. You have to feel it. You've got to develop that sense in your hands where you know without looking that you are just in the right depth. That's why repetition matters so much. That's why practice matters. Not because you're training to draw better, You're training your hands to find that depth automatically every single time. This is exactly what we slow down and drill properly inside the fundamentals, by the way. Because if you don't get the depth right, nothing else is going to matter. Your designs could be perfect, your line work could be steady, but if your depth is off, the tattoo fails. Number 4, and I need you to hear this one properly because it might be one of the most important depending on you and what you're like as a person. Your first tattoos, they're more than likely going to look bad. They will, and that is completely fine. I see so many people give up in the first few months because the work doesn't look like what they see on Instagram. They compare their month 2 work to someone else's year 10 work and think that there's something wrong with them or that they're not capable of doing it. There isn't. You're learning. Every professional tattoo artist that you admire has a drawer full of early work that they'd rather nobody in the world ever saw again. Every single one. That's not failure. That is just part of the process. The thing is, nobody posts their first tattoos. They post number 500, and that creates the illusion that good artists just kind of arrived good. They didn't. They were where you are. They just kept going. So when your first tattoo doesn't look like a masterpiece, good. It's really not supposed to. Do the next one, and then the next one, and then the one after that, and watch what happens. And number 5, this one took me probably the longest to learn in my career. Motivation is great on day 1. It's great on day 3. By day 14, it's fucking gone. And if your entire plan for learning how to tattoo is practice when you just feel like it, then you're never going to make it. That's the honest approach. And I know that's me being harsh, but that's just how it works. What you need is a system, a structure, something that tells you, today I'm practicing lines. Tomorrow I'm working on curved lines or shading. This week my main focus is circles. Next week lettering, just as examples. When you've got a system, you don't need the motivation anymore. You just follow the plan and the progress takes care of itself. And I've seen it happen hundreds of times with students. The ones who follow the structured path, they improve faster than the ones who are more talented, so to speak, but have zero direction. That's why I built what I built, because I didn't have the structure when I started, and I wasted months, years in fact, figuring things out in the complete wrong order. You don't have to. If any of that resonated, and if you're at the start of your journey and you're stuck in the middle of it, wondering what's next, I've put together a full structured path that takes you through everything, leaving no stone unturned, from your very first line to producing work that you're actually proud of. There's a link in the description if you want to go check that out. Look, starting anything new is hard work. Tattooing is no different. It is built to be difficult, but the people who make it aren't the ones with the most talent or the best equipment, all right? They're the ones who kept showing up every single day, even when it felt like nothing was improving. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.